Monday Night Raw, Jack, we had, I won't say even good, bad, and ugly. We just had a fallout from the women's evolution because I don't know if you noticed, but we had 10 straight women's matches from the start of Evolution to the middle of Monday Night Raw. That is crazy that they kept it going and the women killed it. Like that match between Bayley and Lyra could have been the headliner for the main event of Evolution.
Yeah, I don't know if they did that by design, Steve, but, you know, we had some great matches in the first hour because we knew, like, the back half, like, that main event was, what, 45, 50 minutes long with the Gauntlet match. So we knew we were going to get a men's heavy end of the show. And Dominic Mysterio still has his doctor's note, so we knew we weren't going to see him in action. Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
No, sir. So we knew we were going to get, you know, a lot of filler matches, but they gave us a lot of great PLE quality women's matches.
Yeah.
Your favorite, Nikki Bella, you know, picked up a win tonight using the, what would she call it? The Bella Buster. I've never heard that one before.
I don't know what that was.
And, I mean, we got what you consider to be the night one main event of SummerSlam. We'll see if they book it that way. Roman Reigns is back, so who knows what the night one main event's going to be. But it could main event night one, a triple threat match between Naomi, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky for the World's Women's Championship. So I thought that was a great Raw following Evolution and following a great weekend of professional wrestling.
Yeah, my chat is actually still kicking off about the return of Roman Reigns, so we might as well just jump right into it. OTC1, our tribal chief, has returned, and I think I mentioned it. Actually, I didn't mention it to you. I mentioned it in a video that's actually dropping tomorrow. That Roman Reigns isn't that necessity that we need for a full-timer right now. Roman Reigns is like, I love that they used the God mode reference, but he's like boss level. He's, you know, the Thanos of WWE. He does not need to appear every Monday night or every Friday night on SmackDown or even every PLE. Because of the reaction that we just got on Monday Night Raw when those drums hit, the entire arena just marks out, and it's that special aura that comes with Roman Reigns. And if I don't see Roman Reigns after SummerSlam for another 3 months, I'm okay with it because we know we get that effect, and Roman has put his work in over 10 years. So I'm happy to see him back. The way they just ended the show, it looks like we're going to get Roman and Jay versus Braun and Bronson at SummerSlam. And you know what? Take my money. I think that's going to be a great match because it could have a lot of fallout and a lot of implications running into Survivor Series, which we've all booked that Survivor Series would be Seth's faction with a couple added in. Now we'll see what happens with Seth Rollins, but then Roman Reigns, Punk, Jay, and a couple of added ins, probably the LA Knights of the world. So I'm excited about the return of Roman Reigns. I didn't expect it tonight. I think you did, but I didn't expect it tonight. But
I almost did that to perfection, Steve.
You did.
Did I not text you before the Gauntlet match? Tell everybody what I texted you before the Gauntlet match started. Go ahead.
I'll read it right now. Right before the Gauntlet match, the next big thing, the big dog, his yard. And then I said huge references, dude. So I didn't look
No, but after that.
Braun runs the gauntlet. Braun versus Punk is the last match. Reigns screws Braun. I actually didn't see that text come through. So there you go. This man is the other oracle in professional wrestling when it comes to booking. You guys in my chat always say I have the script, but it looks like Jack has his own script and knows everything that's going on. I think you were the one who dropped it to me that it was going to be OTC1. Oh, no. That was somebody in the community, but we also talked about that as well. So
I think you told me that it was going to be the one, which would have been cool.
Mm-hmm.
OTC1, they can easily play on QB1 with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So what else did we have? We had a great gauntlet match, and when the pin happened for CM Punk, my first thing I said at the end of that match is, great. Punk Gunther, world title, SummerSlam, awesome. But this brought me back to, and I don't want to keep putting Braun and Brock Lesnar in the same category because they are two different entities and they are two different styles of performers. But it reminds me of, I believe it was 2003. Brock Lesnar ran a gauntlet match very similar, and he destroyed within like 15 minutes. It was no 40-minute main event. But I remember this vividly, that it was like Brock Lesnar just ate everyone up. And I love seeing, because after that, it was just a rocket ship on Brock Lesnar. And this was the nice thing about this. Braun Breaker showed humility in a way. He did show weakness halfway through this. He was pretty blown up, I think, into the third person that came out in Jey Uso. But I'm going to say I was impressed. Like, Braun Breaker always impresses, but to go 38 minutes against 5 top-tier talent or 4 top-tier talent, great for him. Like, he's got to get his flowers on that.
It's what I told you at the beginning. I'm like, they're going to push Braun in this match to pin Penta, to pin LA Knight, to pin Jey Uso, and really get over with CM Punk in a one-on-one match. And obviously, we knew Bronson Reed was going to get involved. You know, Paul Heyman's got like 12 different phones that he's carrying around to make a call for somebody to come out. We knew that there was going to be interferences, but Braun Breaker almost running the entire gauntlet against Penta, who's not like a main event star on WWE programming yet, but he's fully capable of being it. I mean, the dude is a world-class performer and a world-class athlete. Pinning Jey Uso, the former world champion as of a month ago on Monday Night Raw. Pinning LA Knight, who, regardless of how you want to look at his win against Seth Rollins on Saturday night's main event, he just pinned Seth Rollins, right? We were talking about it, throughout our reviews of the week, that LA Knight deserves a big main event push moving forward, given that he's going to be involved in this storyline with Seth Rollins' group. And now he had arguably the best showing against a main eventer and future Hall of Famer of CM Punk that we've seen in a very long time.
Yep.
He didn't pick up the win, but he picked up a great showing against CM Punk. And now he's going to have himself a big main event SummerSlam match, whether it's with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso or whether it's one-on-one against Roman Reigns. We mentioned the references. The next big thing, that's a Brock Lesnar reference. The big dog, that's a Roman Reigns reference. The yard, that's a Roman Reigns and Undertaker reference, right? Well, let's just say it's a Roman Reigns reference, considering that they're not teasing Braun Breaker versus The Undertaker anytime soon. Braun Breaker got the biggest rub that we've ever seen an up-and-coming superstar get in a very long time tonight on Monday Night Raw.
Very long time. And I do want to touch on one thing. It was a off-air segment in the US, but I believe Canada and Europe got it. And it was the promo by LA Knight with what's his name?
Byron Saxton. Put some respect on his name, Steve.
No.
Put some respect on Byron Saxton's name.
Shut up, Saxton. Anyways, no. I want to go to that promo because it was unique, because WWE's really playing this Seth injury as it's just part of the show almost right now, because you looked at what LA Knight did. He's like very sarcastic in his sympathies towards Seth Rollins' injuries, being like, I hope you recover quickly, because a couple of weeks ago I told you I was gonna hurt you and destroy you, but you decided to go out there and do it to yourself. That really put LA Knight in a nice position to either go face or go full blood heel on the Jey Usos of the world. And I know we just said he could be in the Survivor Series match with Roman and Jey and whomever the good guys are, but this put LA Knight in such a nice position because he can now work any avenue he wants, and however WWE wants to play the future of LA Knight, because I personally think LA Knight was supposed to go down a different avenue after Saturday night's main event going into SummerSlam. I think they had to shift, but this put LA Knight in a really good position.
Yeah, it's tough because the Seth Rollins injury is legit, but we're also in an age in WWE where it's like, okay, how can we make the most of this without just being like, all right, he's out 6 to 9 months, scrap what we were doing, and let's throw out something completely different that the audience is just going to have to get used to. Okay, Seth Rollins legitimately got hurt, but he's got a faction. He's got Paul Heyman, he's got Braun Breaker, he's got Bronson Reed, and he's got the Money in the Bank contract. All of those things are going to stay on TV, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to acknowledge the fact that it is a real injury. He met with Dr. Dugas in Birmingham, Alabama. We don't know the results of the MRI. Triple H says it's not looking good, so we don't have much optimism, but we also know it's real. How can we play into this instead of it being like, well, he's out, we got to pivot, here's your new replacement, here's your new Mr. Money in the Bank, here's your new next big heel? No, we're going to play the fact that Seth Rollins has until June of 2026 to cash in the Money in the Bank contract. That was stated tonight on Paul Heyman.
Very
so like, let's not get it twisted. So Seth Rollins is still Mr. Money in the Bank for the next 12 months. 11 months, if you want to be specific. LA Knight was the guy in the ring when Seth Rollins got hurt. He pinned him in the ring 1, 2, 3 on Saturday night's main event, not in the way he wanted to. Byron Saxton asked him the question, what do you think of Seth Rollins' injury, and is there anything you'd like to say to Seth Rollins? Seth Rollins, I hope you have a speedy recovery. That was legitimate. That was not the character LA Knight saying that. That was the man saying that to Colby Lopez. I hope you get well soon. And then he turned right back into LA Knight saying, because when you come back, I'm going to be the one that's going to put you back on the shelf. Yeah.
And that was a great way. That's very, I don't look at LA Knight when he goes into that type of character. I see Eli Drake for me. Like, I see what we watched on the indies where he had that full creative freedom of his character. And it was very similar. There was no disrespect when he cut his first promo about Bray Wyatt, but again, he always finds a way to incorporate it into his storyline and his character. So I really like that LA Knight was given that moment to say, you know what, basically like, Colby, you know what, get well soon. This is me to you as a coworker. Now, LA Knight has just turned around and said, Seth Rollins, make sure you get your ass back in this ring because I'm going to kick your ass right back out of it. And it just balanced. It was a nice yin and yang for that whole scenario. And I think with what Paul Heyman promo first off in the back, and then his promo in the ring with Gunther, it protected Seth. Everything tonight in regards to Seth Rollins, even on commentary, was protecting Seth Rollins. And I actually was very surprised that we got Becky Lynch tonight. I did not think we were going to see Becky. But the cool part about it is, and we talked about this in my stream, is I am a firm believer of everything happens for a reason. And it is so unique that they were in Atlanta, Georgia for Saturday night's main event. He blows out his knee, and WWE's main doctor is in Birmingham, Alabama, and the Monday Night Raw was in Birmingham, Alabama. They were already going there. He was going to the best person to take care of him, a guy he knows, a guy WWE knows very well. I just thought it was very fitting and just a weird little, maybe the universe works in magical ways. Get him into surgery this week, probably Thursday, and then get him basically rehabbing in 3 weeks. And once that happens, like you said, he has until June of next year. If it is what the dirt sheets and the rumor mill's saying, 4 to 5 months, that's Rumble almost. They're not going to bring Seth back at the Rumble. It'll be probably, what's the PLE right before WrestleMania? Isn't that Elimination Chamber or something around there? It goes like what? Rumble, Elimination Chamber. So probably Chamber. He won't.
He's not coming back in the Rumble straight up because of the fact that he doesn't need to win a world title match. He has a world title match whenever he wants, right? Yeah,
exactly. That's what I mean. Hell, you could just do Seth Rollins returns, Heist of the Century 2.0, and that's how you close out WrestleMania. That would probably...
I think that's how you... Honestly, that's how you do it.
That's the biggest... Excuse my French, and I know we don't sugarcoat it here, but that would be the biggest fucking pop. That might actually be better than the first one. It's just like, he's back, he's champion, deal with it. This was the plan from day one. Just put the title on him. And Monday night, he comes out with that dirty, cheeky laugh as the heel, being like, now, back to business. So
I agree. That's how I would book it. And what would your main event look like? To me, it is the WWE Undisputed Champion Cody Rhodes defending against Roman Reigns. I don't think there's an alternative.
It's Cody's got to be there, man. That's the hard part. Cody has to be there.
Or here's the thing: there's two rivalries that are unsettled with Seth Rollins, right? We were talking about it briefly when we were reviewing things last night, right, Steve? This could be a silver lining moment where it's like, well, we don't have Roman versus Seth. That was our WrestleMania penciled in main event for night 2. Now we got to go to Dwayne. Let's do Rock versus Roman and finish that story for that to see who holds the Ulafala, who's the one true high chief of this Samoan dynasty. And then the other main event, you could do what they've been teasing for a very long time, and I think what a lot of fans would love to see, and that's Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk for the WWE Championship. And then you have Seth cashing on Punk, and then continue that feud.
Either way,
there's multiple ways they can go.
The two I like here is the last two that you just mentioned is Punk and Seth, because one, Seth has still never beaten Cody. Two, Punk and Seth
still never beaten Punk.
And yeah, he's still never beaten Punk. So he just comes and steals it. He beats both of them in one night on the grandest stage of them all. And granted, Seth still doesn't get his WrestleMania Night 2 main event, but he gets probably the biggest cash in that we will ever see at that point. That's part one. Part two is Rock Roman. This now answers the question: who beats Cena for the Undisputed Championship? And you put it on Rock and piss everyone off and have Roman chase Rock to Mania, and then Seth comes back and just ruins it all.
They could go that route.
It's not ideal.
I don't think anyone would love that.
No, nobody would love. Okay, so here's my thing. Nobody would love Rock holding the title hostage, but it could very much be like what Moxley's done for the past year over in AEW. Literally, I'm the boss, not John Cena. This also puts Cena in a face position to end his career. Rock comes back, says, oh, you sold your soul, now I'm taking it all. You know, when the devil comes back, he takes your soul, right? You go down to the crossroads, you sell your soul, he comes back sooner or later, right? Rock takes the title. I'll see you at WrestleMania. Undisputed Championship's gone. And the fans are pissed. And all Roman has to do is come out every couple of weeks or just cut vignettes being like, Rock, like, I'm coming for you. Or Roman wins the Rumble.
Yeah.
And says, I'm coming for Dwayne. And then there you go.
I don't think we live in an era anymore where Goldberg's in the middle of the ring and says, who's next? And then Roman just comes out and says, I'm next, and then gets a main event at WrestleMania. I think he's going to have to earn it either in the Royal Rumble or the Elimination Chamber.
I don't see Roman needing to win the Elimination Chamber. The Elimination Chamber seems like that workhorse person, like the Braun Breakers of the world right now. Like, personally, Braun Breaker is my favorite for next year's Chamber. I'm on that avenue that Braun Breaker is that world title picture style guy. The Undisputed Champion is more like the guys who have already established themselves over a couple of decades. So I don't see Roman needing the Chamber. It just doesn't feel right. Money in the Bank's gone. The Rumble's the only thing that makes sense. And the Rumble's in Saudi. Roman, Rumble, Saudi. That's a lot of money to pay to get Roman Reigns over there in WWE, to get Roman Reigns to win the Rumble in Saudi. Oh, the princes are over there are going to be happy days. So I think that's the way you book it. John loses to Rock. Rock takes the title, goes and films a movie. Roman wins the Rumble a couple of months the following month, because it's what, end of January or February? Start of February.
Yeah.
So John's final match is December.
Yep.
So you have the New Year's event where Rock probably shows up. They'll probably have the New Year's Monday Night Raw in LA like they did the first one and do the anniversary show. Rock shows up, boom, done. And then Roman's going, I'm going to go win the Royal Rumble and I'm going to come take that title. And you finally get Roman Rock. That's how you write it. Seth's, at this point, if we book it that way, Seth's injury is a blessing at this point. It's crazy if they want to go that way.
Just like at WrestleMania 31 when it was Brock Roman, nobody was expecting Rollins' music to hit. If you do Rock Reigns and you book it correctly and build that story correctly for the title, no one would expect Seth Rollins' music to hit at WrestleMania.
No, not at all.
Maybe us, because we're talking about it right now.
Yeah, exactly. So we could book that either way. It makes it. It could. I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyways, let's talk Monday Night Raw. Let's give it a rating because I think we've beaten it to death already. That was the quickest review of Raw. Is there anything else that we really need to talk about, or?
Yeah, man, I mean, that was a picture perfect Monday Night Raw. We got a lot of women's action, a lot of great women's action, and then we got a gauntlet match with Raw's top superstars going after Raw's top title. And then we got the return of the biggest star that the WWE has to offer in Roman Reigns. So I rated a 4 out of 10 for Saturday night's main event, and maybe it wasn't their fault, but it's what it got. I rated a 9 out of 10 for Evolution.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving Monday Night Raw tonight a solid 8 out of 10. From top to bottom, I was intrigued. Like I said, we got great women's action. We got a potential night one main event for the women's if they wanted to go that route in a triple threat match for the women's world championship between Rhea, Io, and Naomi. And then we have ourselves a women's intercontinental championship match that's probably going to culminate the rivalry that is Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria. Mm-hmm. We got a great gauntlet match that put Braun Breaker through the roof. It really put him over in a match that he deserved to be put over in. You give CM Punk a huge win over Braun Breaker. You get CM Punk versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship, which could also be a night one main event. And then we get the return of OTC1, Roman Reigns versus Braun Breaker, or Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, the bloodline coming back together to take on Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed and Paul Heyman. That's a solid 8 out of 10 for me.
I'm going 8.5 out of 10. I think the women carried. I think the women's matches were fantastic. I really enjoyed Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria. I think the only part of the match, and this is not me hating because it's Nikki Bella, I didn't like the finish of Chelsea Green and Nikki. I thought it looked sloppy. I thought the actual entire match looked a little sloppy. I think it was all just to have the run-in for Stephanie to save Nikki to build for whatever they're going to do at SummerSlam. So that was the only shadow on it. I thought the backstage segments were great. I thought the promos were great. I thought Karrion Kross's promo on Sami Zayn is great. Obviously, I don't think Sami's actually injured. I think he's off to be with Kevin Owens when he goes into his surgery in the next week. So honestly, I think 8.5 out of 10. The return of Roman Reigns, we talked about it, but I still didn't think it was coming. So I was genuinely surprised and happy to see him. But overall,
you didn't think he was coming out when Jey Uso came back out and got speared by Braun Breaker, and they were both getting beat up by the Brawns, and then Stu is facing towards.
When I saw Stu, I was like, when I saw Stu, I was just like, okay, it could be Roman. You can even hear me saying it. It's like there's no way they're gonna do it. That was literally my first comment when I saw Stu. I was like, okay, maybe LA Knight comes out to help or something like that, or something stupid, or they maybe tease that Seth's coming out to help attack, and they just play the music. And then when Bronson shook the ropes, I was like, oh, they're going to do it. And then the drums hit. I was like, this is dope. I love this. So,
and also special shout out to Steve Tesch's latest Instagram follower, Karrion Kross, on a great vignette tonight. Him and Scarlett both continuing that feud with Sami Zayn, which I'm going to assume we're going to see at SummerSlam, maybe a rematch.
Yeah. Definitely. I hope that's like a street fight or like a no holds barred match. That match needs something. It needs a little bit of specialness to it just to really, first off, Cross has to win that match if they give it. And two, it has to be like, he has to brutalize. It's almost got to be like an I Quit match. So we'll see what happens. Anyways, guys, like, comment, subscribe, put the bell on. We'll see you tomorrow.